Good afternoon. I am your colleague Dr. Deepak. I will teach you about today's topic, teaching methods of social science. As you know that social science is a very important subject of study. We use to tell about our learners the difference between social study and the social science. Earlier, we used to say that the word social study, but after new policy of education 1986, it has been considered that the word proper is social science. The difference between social science and social study is that science makes the subject very applicable. That can be one of the important aspects of the merit of science. So we are now after these changes using the word social science. And the study of social science, before this I would like to tell you that what are the competing qualities of the social science teachers, because you are dealing with society, you are dealing with the students, which are the lively subjects. You are not dealing with the files, you are dealing with the life. So it is very important that a social science teacher, he or she, should play the role of a friend, the role of a guide, and the role of a philosopher. These are the three qualities I feel not only a social science teacher, it is important for every teacher. I feel we should very friendly, we should very optimistic, because we are dealing with lives and children. Children are blooming flowers and you are the role model for them. The next thing, you have to behave, you have to tell your student and guide them, because today's generations depending on teachers. So the everything's depending on the teachers. One of the most famous quotations that are given by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, that is, teachers should act like a friend, guide, and philosopher. As you have to dealing with society or dealing with life subjects as a teacher, you have to play a role of philosopher. You have to show them what is the good part, what is the bad part, because the present generation, especially teenagers, have need more and more guidance, because the present generation fully depending on the electronics gadgets, and these electronics gadgets makes totally confusing. The National Curriculum Framework 2005, that is also known as NCF, says that studying the social science provides learners the social culture and intellectual skills required to adjust to an increasingly interdependent world. According to the NCF, the teaching of the social science must adopt methods that promote creativity, aesthetics, and critical perspectives, and enable children to relationship between past and present to understand changes taking place in society. A method is not merely a device adopted for communicating certain items of information to students, and exclusively the concern of the teacher, who is supposed to be at the giving end. Any method, good or bad, needs of the teachers and is focused into an organic relationship with constant mutual interaction Before teaching social study, the teacher has certain instructional objectives to be realized during teaching learning process. To achieve these objectives, the different methods can be used by teacher that are storytelling methods, lecture method, project method, unit method, problem solving method, discussion method, socialized restitution method, supervised study method, textbook method, laboratory method, etc. There are some merits and demerits in these methods, as like the merits of study of the storytelling methods is it helpful for developing the interest of pupils. It helpful in developing in imagination power. It helps to students express their views. It's helpful in satisfaction or curiosity of pupils. It is similar to the brain technology. Another method is lecture method. When we use the lecture method to give an overview of a large unit or topic, to add supplementary the pupils' reading, to give a background, to give an assignment, to clarify concepts, to make summaries and give reviews. There are also some merits and demerits on this method. Merits: it helps to direct contact between teacher and pupils. It helps in making social science interesting, less time consuming, provides training and experience in learning by hearing. It's useful for factual information. There are some demerits on these methods that are little scope for student activities, more workload on teachers, no development of critical thinking, teachers' concern, and teachers' centralized methods. And it also unpsychological. Another method is discussion methods. There are also some merits and demerits on this method that are students use the available time to communicate with each other. Communication by verbal, non-verbal sign. Other students as participants receive communication. It is flexible method. It motivates the student and it provides feedback. Pupils are able to test their own understanding. And there are also demerits of the discussion methods are it's applicable only when pupils have deep knowledge, not applicable for junior classes, not applicable for all types of students. Sometimes it is dominated by few students, always fear of irrelevant discussion. There are also some another methods, and that is inquiry method. Inquiry or discovery methods encourage thinking, always students to find out information by themselves and it generates students' enthusiasm and examining issues logically. The process of inquiry method involves identification of a problem, analysis of this information in order to arrive at possible solution and using the solution to generalize. Experts can be required to find out the regions of fuel shortage in the country, power failure, scarcity of some goods, etc. A very desirable aspects of of the inquiry technique. It is emphasis on the use of higher level of thinking. Another method is project method. A project can be carried out by an individual student for his own product or by a group of students cooperating to produce something much larger than an individual student's project. Project method involves doing concerted thinking and it is self-motivating. Project methods need extremely careful planning by the teacher, but the aim is to make the student to coordinate his information is an intelligent manners. Using all the sources of information available to the student is fundamental to learning how to learn. Examples of areas in social study where project can be executed include writing a good story, interpreting and making of maps, building up an album for an event example, marriage or installation ceremony. Project methods can also be used for topics like man and his beliefs, the makers of the nation, etc. The role of the teacher is to guide and inspire the students, which can help to clarify concepts. In social study, a project should not be difficult to discourage the student and it should not take much time to complete. Another method is question and answer method. This is a common teaching method used by teachers. The teacher in this method asks a question and recognize the student to answer the question. The teacher then reacts verbally to the student response. The sequence can continue with the teacher asking question and the student at a time responding to the question. A situation may arise where another student can be asked to react to the previously given answer. Questions and answers is therefore the process whereby the teacher answers by adding another student and so on. The question and answer method can be used throughout a lesson or part of the lesson. This method helps to teach the extent and depth of the student's knowledge. The method keeps both the student and teachers active throughout the lesson. A teacher of social studies employs this method should not take that it needs adequate planning and techniques. A carefully direct questions technique and elicit answer about the student's immediate environment. Hence, topic like man and his environment. Man and his economic activity, etc. should effectively be taught through the question and answer method. The question should be clear, precise, and ambiguous. Another method is field trips method. Field trip involve journey with the purpose to observe and investigate situations outside the classroom. Meaning of such expedition might go no further than the school corridor, the school building, or playgrounds. Within the school itself, the teacher will find illustrative examples for his observation, such things as different soil, vegetation, and river, etc. The teacher may sometimes invite the operation of local industry or public service and visit place like Uva's place, museum, etc. Experiences gained from field trips are vivid, lasting and often more meaningful to the students because they are real situations. There are three stages of field trip: preparation, field trip itself, and recapitulation stage. Obviously, the success of the method depends a great deal on the ease of the student. The preparation stage must be extremely through with the teacher knowing exactly what he hopes the achieve during the field trip. He should at the stage collect all the information possibly about the area to be visited. Adequate preparation should be made to make necessary contact with the people concerned in the area to be visited for due permission necessary. Arrangement should be made for transport, accommodation, if necessary, and the period of the visit. The third stage, known as the recapitulations, involve reporting back the expenditures. Here, a great deal of consolidation is done on the information gained during the field. This may be in form of discussion, exhibition of specimen collected or sketched, and diagrams drawn during the trip, field trip would be appropriate. For topic like man and his environment, man and his economic activities, problems of urbanization, etc. So field trips make lasting impressions upon the students. It involves a lot of efforts, energy and time on the part of the teacher and the learners. Problem solving methods is the another method. This method enables the student to think about the problem, try to understand the problem and finally evaluate information in order to find solution to the problem that has been identified. The method demands the use of scientific approach in the teaching and learning process. The method recognizes that three is an ordinary procedure in the thinking process. The method focuses the learner's attention on activity which may involve arrangement, classification, sorting out, and interaction. With the ultimate goal of finding a logical answer to a specific problem. In most cases, teachers are faced with the problems of determining the type of problems to be solved. Must This would be guided by the fact that problem-solving method should be child-centered. The teacher should also encourage the student to think for themselves and be able to arrive at a deeper understanding of the information available. In the process of solving a problem, the stage in confront them and be able to purpose possibilities. Through the application of the acceptable suggestion, the original problems of and the solution are then restated. Interesting issue and problem worthy of consideration in the use of problem-solving method include food, family, financial, clothing, transportation, culture, and learning problem. It that a natural point of interest for the child in the method that generates questions problem to be solved. There are many teaching methods and resources available for social studies teachers. The methods among others include the storytelling method, lecture method, discussion method, question answer method, etc. It should, however, be noted that no single method would definitely help in achieving the desired instructional objectives. Teaching resources, on the other hand, mean anything that can assist for the teacher in promotion, meaningful teaching, and learning resources in social study, including humor, place, materials, resources. The teacher, as like human resources, is concerned with the management of instructional materials. The places include places of interest that have much value for the purpose of classroom taking. Places of interest could be museum, factories, geographical features and sites, historical buildings, etc. Materials resources consist of the major tools of teaching and learning. These include printed materials like textbook or semi-textbook, that is, chart, maps, pictures, and notebooks, as like models, real objects, video films, and the audio aids. It should be noted that the teacher's choice of resources should be determined by what is available relevant to the student as ability and interest. The resources available should be well organized for effective and meaningful learning. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone to give in important times. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all the present in class. Thank you so much for giving your unavailable times. Thank you so much, Dr. Deepak Kumar sir, for giving unavailable time. As we have participated a very good session on the topic teaching is methods of social science. The resource person is Dr. Deepak Kumar. Dr. Deepak Kumar. Thank you so much for this wonderful session, unbelievable session, one of the excellent session. Actually, I have no appropriate words to appreciate this session, and I hope that this session would be helpful for all of us in the class. And I also assure you, Dr. Deepak Kumar sir will practically implement these things, whatever you share in this training session in the class. So once again, hearty thanks on the behalf of the organization. Hearty thanks for this wonderful and excellent session. Thank you, sir.